Do you know 3 ways that you can start getting better health starting today? Hey, Jason here, and if you've been following the channel, you know I've been going around Johannesburg filming, showing a lot of different areas. Also, stay tuned for tomorrow and this weekend, because today I'm going out to the Cannabis Expo here in Johannesburg, and I'm going to be filming there and doing interviews and talking to a lot of people. So if you're in South Africa and you want to know a lot of different stuff about cannabis and everything, make sure you watch those videos. And also, I will be going out and filming with Iron Lion. It's a car company here that actually they do a lot of remodification and rebuilds for old cars. So I'm really excited to get to meet them and see the cars. And so make sure you stay tuned for that too. And most importantly, I'm talking a lot about success. And remember, there's 3 areas that I focus on with success: happiness, health, and wealth. And today we're going to focus in on the health part, because I think this is really crucial. And it's something most of you may not know, because I didn't grow up knowing this stuff. So I had to start venturing out of the American Medical Association, or the modern medical system, which most of us are in. And I started realizing there are some things that are better than what I was taught to use. And so really think about this. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy idea. Most of us have a worthy ideal that we want to be healthy. We want to live a long, healthy, life full of longevity. However, we do not know how to do it. And so how do you progressively start getting healthier? You have to start increasing your understanding of your personal health. And please listen to that part. It's your personal health. So, and the reason why I say your personal health is my health is not going to be your health. My health goals most likely is not most people's health goals in the world. Most people don't venture outside of the standard medical practices of giving you some pills to solve a problem, which is really just covering up the root cause of the issue, in my opinion. And so this video is especially for people if you're suffering from any type of autoimmune issues, if you're having diabetes, if you're having weight issues, if you're just having general pain all around, and like you're just in discomfort. Because I remember what that felt like when I was over 600 plus pounds, 300 plus kilos, and if you're here in South Africa. And I remember how I felt as that person. I remember what that Jason felt like. Even though it wasn't that long ago when I was at that size, it feels like a whole different life now. Like I'm so different from who I was before. It's crazy that I wasn't doing this stuff in the beginning. And so just to give you a little backstory, it was what made me start realizing I had to change my life, and I also had to change how I approached health for me personally. Was I remember clearly after I had already had a cardiac event. I had to start seeing a cardiologist. I was having issues walking at that point. I was pretty much almost bedbound. It was, and Chantel had to help me put on my shoes if I needed to wear shoes. I was inflamed so much and retaining so much water. My shoe size was a size 18 US at that time, which is crazy now that I think about it. But most importantly, what happened was, and I'm so grateful for it now in my life, even though I was so angry when it happened, I went to see my psychologist at the VA. And I wasn't sleeping. I was having a real hard time sleeping. I was using a CPAP machine to breathe at night. And then I told her, I was like, hey, the pills you gave me to sleep, like, I'm not sleeping. I can't move. I was trapped in my body, and I would just cry all night because I couldn't move. And I was like, if this is the rest of my life, I don't want to live again. Like, if this is what life have to be, I'm ready to just die. Like, forget it, I'm good. And when I went there and told her that, she was like, oh, okay, well, let me see that we'll find you another pill, something that can work better for you. And I'm thinking, she's a psychologist, she's prescribing all these medications to me. She should, have an understanding like, okay, this is messing up. And she went and got a book. Like, please hear me on this. She went and picked up a book and started reading. Well, okay, it's telling me that maybe this will work for you. And I was like, okay, so what are you giving me now? I'm like, you're just going, and here's the thing, the book was made by pharmaceutical companies. Let's just be real. It wasn't a health book. It was a book made by pharmaceutical companies to sell pharmaceutical drugs, which means the drug rep gave them a book. I remember being in there clearly one day with a drug rep giving out handouts for the doctor to use as resource material. So this is how I know this personally. So when she read the book, and then after I asked her, I'm like, what is it now? What are you giving me? Because now I was getting attitude. I was getting really annoyed. And I'm like, this is just a repetitive cycle of not helping me. It's just giving me more pills, giving me more drugs. And I felt like a junkie at the time. And so then she was like, oh, well, I think the pill was called Seroquel or something like that. And she's like, yeah, well, it's normally prescribed for schizophrenia. However, we see in very small doses, it helped them sleep. And then I went off and I told her, I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, I am not schizophrenic. Now you're trying to diagnose me with something else, because once I have side effects from this pill, then you're gonna start saying, oh, this is the issue. Then I'm in a legal battle of possibly losing some of my rights, because now I'm classified as schizophrenia, or I'm taking medicine for people with schizophrenia. And so I told him, like, I'm done, man. Like, this is it. Like, if this is all you can do to me is just keep throwing pills down my throat, I will go somewhere else and die happy. And that's what I did. And so at that time, I gave up on the American Medical Association, which is the standard medical practice for a majority of the world, minus countries like China and India. There may be a few others mixed in there, but those are the two that I know for sure that have their own health practices. And they outdate the American Medical Association or standard medical practice by thousands of years. We're talking about thousands of years. And so once I did that, I started doing some research. Chantel and I was working together, and we started going down the path of more of a holistic approach. And I started approaching my life from a holistic point of view, meaning mind, body, and soul. All three need to be aligned. I need to start fixing on all of them. And so one of the things that I started doing, and each of these I'm going to explain, each of these that I'm sharing with you are things that I do today. And that's why I'm saying these are some things you may want to try. The first one I started doing was chiropractic care, because I started realizing I was so fat that, my arms were like this all the time. And then when I was reading some of the not ancient, but some of the traditional practices that, when you're too big, your body become out of line. Your skeleton frame no longer is sitting the way it's supposed to. So it causes a lot of inflammation, joint pain, and issues like that. So I started using chiropractic care, and I started getting relief instantly, especially in my back. If you don't know, like, I have a spinal fusion. And so I was starting to get, I have 10 to 12 screws in my back and from the military. And, it was always causing pain and discomfort. I couldn't move well. My range of motion wasn't great. And so with chiropractic care, it started improving my range of motion, and it started reducing the inflammation that was in my back. And then from that, I started realizing, okay, this is something I need to do on not on a daily, but on a weekly or monthly basis. And if you're in the United States, and if you're looking for affordable chiropractic care, go to The Joint. It's TheJoint, The Joint. It's very affordable chiropractic care. If you're a veteran, I believe your first visit is just $20. I believe last time I was in the US, I went to one and they just charged me $20. So it may I don't know if it was just a special or if it's something to keep going, but call them and see. The second thing you want to start doing, and this is for people if you're in South Africa, I don't know how easily it is available in the US, but if you're in South Africa, you may want to start doing massage therapy. And so here I go to Ancient Healthcare Therapy, which is, I go to the one in Melville, but they have offices in Melville, Santon, and I think Kempton Park area, if I'm correct. But you may want to start looking into that. So what the massages do is an hour massage. It costs 280 Rand. I think that's like $12 US or $13 US, very affordable here. So if you're an American coming here, definitely check them out. Really good service. And so what it does a lymphatic drain, so it helps drain all your lymph nodes, which if you noticed, every time you're sick, having a flu, a cold, or some sinusitis, anything like that, it's your lymphs that gets clogged up. So you want to start getting those manually drained. And then most importantly, the massages do deep tissue. It helps remove knots in your muscles, help increase your blood flow. It also helps relieve inflammation in your body. So that's something I do on a weekly basis. And then on top of that, I do cupping. Now cupping is where they use little suction cups. Let me get one for you. So this is what they use with cupping. Now you'll see a lot of misinformation on this on the internet, like, oh, this is voodoo science, pseudoscience, dumb stuff, snake oil. People who don't know what this is don't know what they're talking about. I'm just going to tell you straight up. This, what they do, they put it in different spots and then they suck it up and it creates a vacuum. And what it's doing is really helping increase the blood flow. And now I go a step further. I do wet cupping where they put little pricks and it helps remove stagnant blood out of your body. If you're starting out with something like this, don't go to the level that I go to. Start out with just the massage. So if you're here in South Africa, start out with the massage and work your way up to other things. You may want to go to do some of their reflexology, where they actually hit different pressure points on your feet. It feels amazing, and you'll start seeing you're seeing a clearing not only in your skin, but also a clearing in how you're thinking because you're relaxed. You're feeling really great. Like when I went last Tuesday, I fell asleep in like 10 minutes while she was doing the massage and then doing the cupping. And so it's a very relaxing thing. And so check them out, Ancient Healthcare Therapy. And that is using traditional Chinese therapy. So it's really great. And if you saw the short that I put up where I was showing you some of the vitamins and supplements I use, I get all of my things from them. And so they're very affordable and it's a really great service. Now, the third thing you may want to do to start improving your health, and this is microdosing. Now, if you're not familiar with microdosing is, it is taking psilocybin mushrooms at a very small amount, meaning you're not feeling anything. And the reason why you don't want to feel anything is because you want to gradually build your body up and get it to a chemical level and a neurological level because it's going to help your brain cognition. So you're going to start thinking clear. And most people who's tried it and who's done it with us, because my brother and I, we have a company together in Washington State. Most of the people that have been trying and doing it, one of the things they said, it was like, yo, I really like this microdosing and the way you're telling us to do it, because it's not bothering me or impeding in my work. I don't feel like it's something that's going to get in the way of me of my daily life with the kids. Because when you're taking a microdose, it's a very small amount and you should never feel anything. And how it's going to work, usually after about 2 weeks, after 2 weeks people continually taking it every day, they usually come and either text us or call us and be like, hey, I feel like I'm just thinking different now. I'm thinking clear. Like, I want to do something better with my life. And so, like, give you an example, my nephew, I had him try them out. And he was taking them. Then I texted him about 2 weeks later, 2.5 weeks. And I was like, hey, man, how are you feeling on the microdose? Are you feeling a difference or a change? And he was like, well, I got 2 jobs now. and mind you that he was like, before he started taking them, he was telling me how he didn't have time to find another job. Like he didn't have time to figure out other ways to get money. And now he's working 2 jobs. He's still doing it, still going great. Buddy of mine is in the military. He was taking some and he was like, yo, I feel happier now. I'm seeing a difference in it. And like, that's the key with microdosing. It's going to start feeling a difference within you. And one of the other things that you may start seeing with microdosing is it may start clearing up other areas of your life, meaning if you've been having problem with yo-yo dieting or exercising or staying on task doing things, you'll start seeing you get in order. You'll start getting organized. You'll start realizing, you start having more thoughts of like, you know what, maybe I should eat plant-based. Maybe I should try some vegan food out. Maybe I should drink some more water today. And those things go a long way. Now, if you're in the US and you're watching this and if you want more information about microdosing, shoot me a message, shoot me an email at bjc261982 at gmail.com, not Yahoo. bjc261982 at gmail.com, or just shoot a message down in the comments and I'll just tell you to email me there. And what we'll do, we'll end up adding you to a WhatsApp group. And it's where you can get information. You'll see other people that's in the group who can tell you their story, their personal achievements from microdosing. And if you're in South Africa, just shoot me a message on here. I'm starting to connect and network with some people. And once I actually have, I'm growing microdosing mushrooms also, but I'm seeing if I can find a good source here, somebody who's growing them and I already have them out. And if so, I'll get you connected with that. But just shoot me a message and leave it below. Shoot me a message below on the video. And so, like, really take this away from the video. You have to start realizing what you want for your health. The sad truth, what most of us are not being taught, there's no doctor that can give us our health. There's no pill that's going to help us get better as far as drugs, pharmaceutical drugs or chemical altering drugs. And they just cover up the problem. We have to start going to the root cause of the issue. If you're having inflammation, you're having joint pain, you're having all of these issues, let's go to the root cause. Trying to mask the problem with quick release solutions is not the answer anymore. We've seen generation after generation suffering, and now we're at a point where, you know, at least I can speak for the average American, you have people dropping dead before 50 now. And it's like, you can go to some of these countries, especially if you go to Southeast Asia, you see people well in their 80s and 90s, and they're in better health and doing more activity than the average American that's 30 and 40. We have to start reclaiming our health. And it starts with us starting to, one, try different things. And this is why you want to try different things. Albert Einstein put it best. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. How many times have we been going to our same doctor, getting the same prescriptions, taking the same pills over and over again, and we're expecting a different outcome? The only way to get a different outcome is to change our habits. And so I hope you got some value from that. Make sure you like the video, share it with someone who's trying to get healthy if they're on their own health journey. And if you're looking to get into chiropractic care, and if you're in the US, you know, check out The Joint. If you're here in South Africa, check out Ancient Healthcare Therapy. You can look them up online, and they also have their number of WhatsApp where you can contact them and they'll give you more information. And if you want to know more about microdosing, hit me up in the comments below. Have a great day.